Kim's story is her personal journey as a breast cancer survivor. This video is meant to inspire and raise awareness, not provide medical advice. Please consult a medical professional for any health concerns.
Hi guys, I'm Danny. I am a manager here at Legacy Bridal, and I'm so excited because with me today is our very good friend, Kim Horn. We know Kim from the Arizona Wedding Show. The dates are coming up in January 10th and 11th. Tickets are on sale?
Yes, we have early registration for $12 online. Do it now.
It's seriously the best place. You can plan your whole wedding in one day. We are actually having Kim here today to join us for our Breast Cancer Awareness Month sale because she is a survivor and we just want to know more about her story. We love her. Tell us a little bit about yourself first.
Yep, so I am a master wedding planner, one of 75 in the world. And the whole thing is that I've been doing this for 36 years before you were even thought of, okay? And so weddings have changed a lot, but nothing has changed in terms of how important of a day it is for family and friends, and for especially you as a bride, as a groom, as a couple. It's every essence of your first impression as to family and friends.
Tell us when you were first diagnosed, how you found out about the breast cancer, everything.
Well, the whole thing is, I did it, self-check is huge. No one's gonna know you and your body like you do, okay? So the thing is, the way that I found out, I had just been at the OBGYN, I had the mammogram, I had my wellness check, and they're like, it's kind of like the oil and lube job. They said, oh, we'll see you in a year, right? Yeah. And so I thought, great. And then I'm in the shower, I get out of the shower, and I'm doing my self-check, and I feel a lump.
Right after you had been there?
Yes.
Wow.
Like less than a month, okay? And the whole thing is that if you have dense breasts, which I have dense breasts and a lot of people have dense breasts, the thing is that mammograms don't always pick up everything. You have to feel, the reason why you do self-checks, everybody's like, why do you do them? You want to see and feel what your body feels like today and the next month, the following month. And normally you want to do it right after your menstrual period or at the same time each month, just so you have a routine. And I always do it just right out of the shower, it's just like putting the lotion on, doing all that. And the thing is, everybody asks me, what does a lump feel like? To me, it felt like a marble. And the reason why I knew that it was a lump is because the month before it wasn't there. It was during COVID when I found out. So I had to wait. It was July 3rd, I believe. And I couldn't get in until August 28th. And then when I got in, I saw the face, and my journey is I've had endometriosis when I was 16. I had cervical cancer when I was diagnosed at 21, then it went to ovarian, then it went to breast cancer. I don't have it in my family history. I have to say that early detection has saved my life over and over and over again because I'm positive and I am aware, and if you aren't your best advocate, no one will be. So you need to know your body, and you also need to surround yourself with positive people, positive teams that that will build you up during crazy times, and you have to have a great mindset. I was worried that I was going to lose my hair, my eyelashes, how's my life going to change? Am I going to be here tomorrow? And so when I was diagnosed, it was one of those days where everybody was doing, I love puppies, right? I love dogs, Who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
And so when I knew that they looked at the mammogram and everybody came in, they're like, how long do you have? We need to do a biopsy immediately. They did the biopsy, and then they come in and everybody's shoulders were down and they had the beagle eyes. And then they started touching me. They're like, right? So their whole demeanor changed. And I'm like, am I dead yet? Is what I wanted to say. But I didn't want to say that. I wanted to be positive,
Yeah.
And they all had the beagle eyes. And of course, they can't tell me what they found. But what they did, which, note to self, on the biopsy where they felt that there was cancer, they went in and they actually put these clips in you. And I just thought that they were markers so they would know when I went in for additional, where they would be and how they would be noticed on the mammograms and everything. Oh no, it's a breast cancer. It's a breast cancer marker. Okay, so where they found the cancer is a breast cancer marker, but you can't see that, right?
Yeah.
And so where they thought it was cancerous tissues, they put the breast cancer. So I have a breast cancer marker in me. That's where the tumor was. And then the whole thing is they're like, well, we can't talk to you about it, but you need.
But they knew about it.
They knew about it, and everything that they were doing and touching and every reaction, I knew,
So they were like telling you without telling you.
Right,
Gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah. And so
oh man,
I did the whole thing. So, breast cancer is a journey, okay? That I got my partial mastectomy October the 16th. You will never forget these dates as long as you live. Here I am 5 years and I'm a cancer survivor. And I get zapped by microwaves. I get zapped, like when we're on TV.
Wait, explain that a little bit, zapped.
So
like a literal shock inside of you.
Inside, like my biosorb is right here, kind of at 3.
Goodness.
My tumor was at, when it was removed, it was between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
you know, so your breasts are, yes, this is noon, you know, and so here's my biosorb. And so when I'm around a large magnetic field, because of the fact that I had a partial mastectomy, I had 6.5 weeks of radiation, I had an oncology team that was incredible at Ironwood, and then I went in for oral chemotherapy. So my body temperature is super high just because you do so much testing and radiation. But I will never forget, my husband was there with me, and this team came in, and this lady, and she didn't speak really good English, and she goes, the nuclear team, they be here soon. and I was like, all I heard was nuclear, right? And so what they do is they inject this, so they see it. I mean, it helps you. Yeah. So wherever it moves, it basically says where the highest, you know, where the cancer is. Lymph nodes, because I had 7 lymph nodes removed. I was between 0 and 1. So early detection is super huge because of the fact that the 5-year survival rate is 99% when you're diagnosed between 0 and 1. But it goes down as you get to stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4 is a different story.
Yeah, my mom was diagnosed at stage 3, and it wasn't looking good. And so we are super lucky she made it to 5 years, and she's doing great. Hi, Mom. But it was very scary having her diagnosed right at stage 3. So I totally understand that. But like you said, early detection saves your life.
It
right?
saved my life, yes.
100%.
It doesn't stop once they get the tumor out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after you get the tumor out and you do all the chemo, all the radiation, would you call these side effects?
Yes.
Okay, and so what would be the main side effects do you think you've seen?
For one, sleeping is different. I can only sleep on my left side or on my back.
Oh, interesting.
I can't sleep on my stomach. I can't sleep on my right side, or lymphedema swells there. Your whole journey is not ever knowing if you're going to get breast cancer again, because it's recurring. In so many people, it's recurring.
Crazy.
So it's being proactive. And the thing is like, I have a daughter. She's like the love of my life.
We love her, by the way. Alexa is the best.
She's our fashion show
She's
manager
awesome.
and partner at large, okay? And so
I know you guys are business partners.
Yes.
You guys are so cute. I love it.
And so, the thing is like, think about, not only you, but think about others that you love.
Yeah.
And there's something that you can get, which is called a BRCA test. And the BRCA test is literally something you spit in a tube, and the thing is it will tell whether you're positive or negative. And that was a big thing to me, because I wanted to make sure, because, your family and loved ones, when you go back and you say, I have breast cancer, it's not, it's stressful on them. Everybody handles grief and pain and the cancer word in different ways. Yeah. And so I wanted her to know that her longevity of her life, she's okay. You're going to be fine. I'm going to make it through this. You're fine, but I need you to start doing your self-checks. And what does that look like?
Yeah, and get her self-tested and everything. Yeah. So what I do know about the BRCA gene is that it is genetic, but say my mom has the BRCA gene, I was tested, I'm negative, so I can no longer pass it on to my kids, correct? Correct. So that's also the importance of getting tested, I assume, is just to see where it is in the family line.
But it could be your husband, on your husband's side.
It's so crazy. Okay. And you said less men do get it than women, but they can still get breast cancer. So everyone should just get tested for it, correct?
Correct. And and the thing is like, I'm not 100% sure if you have to get an evaluation to get a referral and all of that type of stuff. So ask your doctor first, okay?
We do not have MDs.
So the whole thing is like, I was negative, and so Alexa hasn't tested for it yet because I don't have any history of breast cancer. Okay, I have none.
So interesting.
And so, but I have it, right? But I started with endometriosis when I was 16, and it was hideous, and it was like surgery after surgery after surgery after surgery. They're like, you're never gonna have children. And when people tell me never and people tell me no, I'm like, we are coming up on the holidays, but the whole thing is I don't take no well, like Noel. I don't take no well, because people told me I would never have her. I was never supposed to have her. Our the OBGYN said that I needed to abort the fetus. I was 18 weeks and they told me to abort the fetus, and I will never forget, I'm driving down 60 in the HOV lane, and I am literally, I got the doctor on, or the MA medical assistant on speakerphone, and she's telling me, when can we schedule you to come in? Because in Arizona at that time, 20 weeks was when they had to abort the fetus. And I was like, I am not aborting this fetus. If it's God's will for this baby to be inside of me. And at that time, I actually had 2 clients that I had happily gotten married, and they went to the same OBGYN, and there's false positives, and there's positives that are negative, and there's positives that are false, okay? So the whole thing is that, once again, know your body. I mean, I did acupuncture, I did everything to keep her safe, and, I was high risk, all those things, all those crazy things, but you have to know your body.
Yeah, and so let's talk about family a little bit throughout the process. What were their reactions? I know you and your husband have been, what's his name?
Steve.
Steve.
Yeah.
Steve is super nice. I know you and Steve have been together for a very long time. How long?
So we got married in 1990. We are, but we were, I did the whole thing, the engagement process, because my parents have been, they're no longer with us, but they've been married forever. And my sister had been married and remarried, and I didn't want that route for myself. So we did the 4-year engagement.
Fun. Honestly, I tell brides all the time, you're a fiance for this much time and you're a wife for this much time. Right? So why not?
Yeah. And so I know tough, I know hard, and the thing is, family is everything. Family and faith is just like, my husband has been there through thick and thin. My daughter, she's mini me, except
she
now.
really is. They look so much alike.
And in demeanor and everything, and I wanted her to be strong, because it is a man's world. It really is.
Yeah.
But I wanted, and I've always told her, fight like a girl. And that's the whole thing with breast cancer. You have to fight like 100%. A girl. 100%. And what, you asked.
Pink is powerful, guys.
Well, the one thing is, when you asked me, like, what's your anthem, and.
Yeah, I asked him, I was like, what song would you use to describe your journey?
So, Sia from Unstoppable.
Love.
Okay. All right. I love that. It was just like one of those things where when everybody tells me no and you can't do this, and I'm like, Barbie, watch me. Right?
So you're speaking my language.
Yeah, I'm like, and I don't wear pink, but I wear black. But this is my hope and breast cancer that I got. So it's near and dear to my heart, and I have it internally, but nobody can see it, right? So
of course. Yeah. Okay, and so what were Alexa and Steve's reactions to finding out everything? I'm sure devastated.
Well, what I
did, the diagnosis.
I went, the thing is, like, my mom passed away of lung cancer, and I didn't know she had, and she was a smoker, and so I didn't know she had cancer until, like, I was having dreams, nightmares about situations, so she wasn't completely honest with me. Yeah. So she was in the hospital with an oncology team before I know she was diagnosed with cancer. And there's certain things, I always say that anything that you do and any reaction and any action that you make, there's life skills that other people learn from it, or life skills that they don't learn from it. And I wanted my husband and my daughter to be there with me from the start, when I, basically they knew why I was going in. I told them I found a lump the moment that I found a lump, and they were with me every step of the way. Okay, so it is a process, and everybody's different, but for me it was really important, because I had to jumpstart. When I found out that my mom had cancer, she was already basically in getting surgery done, right? And it was a jumpstart, so I wanted them to be with this cancer journey with me.
Well, do you think having a huge support system and a good support system is vital?
Honest communication is huge, and anyone that is, I always say, the negative Nellies, you need to get rid of them. Okay, there's no room for people that are like, that glass is half full, and the one thing that I taught my daughter when she was little, She's like, Mom, you did not talk. Yes, it's the Ice Cube story, Alexa. So sorry.
I'm so excited.
So, she was like, one of those things where in kindergarten, when, girls can be mean, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Bridesmaids can be mean. Maid of honors can be mean, It's just like, after doing wedding plan for 36 years, I have stories. We all have stories, right?
Yeah. But even working here for almost 3 years, I have stories.
Right? And, in day of the wedding, anything that elevates people, it brings out cray-cray, right?
Yeah.
And so the one thing that I told Alexa is we are going to be like an ice cube in Phoenix, Arizona in the summer on the sidewalk. So what happens with the ice cube in the summer? It evaporates.
Yeah.
Does it hurt anyone? No. Is it unkind? No. Is it confrontational? No. So the whole thing is like with the people that are negative Nellies, do you have to get, you are just such this, you are that, no, do not do that, okay? It's just because that just creates more anxiety, more inflammation in your body, more things, and mental health is so huge, and you have to have a clear mind. You have to have something that is positive, things to look forward to. Do those breaks. It's just like what are your reward system? Do things that basically you have to think of you, and you have to do self-care, but you also want people around you that have that same mindset, because if you have somebody that's like
like so not necessary for the whole journey. We need positivity, we need words of affirmation, we need all of that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm so with you. During my mom's journey, it was even just the way we were speaking. It was not when this bad thing happens. It was always if this happens, or we just didn't speak it out. It was only positives.
Right.
That's what we really tried to focus on. Even when the doctor said, get your affairs in order, make sure you have everything ready. And I'm my mom's only daughter, so that had a lot to do with me. It was always, okay, thank you, almost like a suggestion. I was like, no, she's gonna stay. We're gonna fight. And anyone that knows my mom knows she's gonna fight. So yeah, I think it's all how you go into it. And I love it. And I love that Steve and Alexa felt the same way. How long were you battling breast cancer until you were able to say, I'm in remission?
So 5 years is kind of the marker, if you will. So I just surpassed my 5 years in October.
Congratulations.
So thanks. October from when I had my partial mastectomy, and then it will be February when I had I was through all the radiation and that. But I was on oral chemo for 2 years and 8 months.
Wow.
And what oral chemo does to you, it destroyed my entire body. And so it's that self-fight to basically, I went to my oncology team and I'm like, the quality of my life is something that's important to me, and I can't have all the side effects that you told me rarely happen. Well, I got all of them and more, and I want my life back. I want the quality of my life back. And so, it's just one of those things, and he's like, well, you're not at 5 years yet. I'm like, I know, but look at my liver markers, and the thing is look, know your blood work, be informed, know what that looks like.
Ask questions too, right?
Ask questions, and what I told my oncology team is I said, if I ask a question and you're not ready to answer it for me, don't make me Google it.
Oh my gosh, don't Google anything, guys. It's so scary. When you have someone going through this,
it's like,
don't do it.
This, and then you've got the negative melodies that are all this. And I can say the one thing, there's people with breast cancer that don't want to talk about it. And that's okay, because you have to do you. I'm the type of person, within the year that I had breast cancer, I helped over 25 women fight the fight.
That's amazing.
And that was like a self-help thing for me to help other people, just like you. And I didn't even know that your mom, and I'm so glad that she's still with us. And I'm sorry that you went through that journey. And I'm sorry that she went through that journey. But the thing is that you're a different person on the other side because of it.
And because of it too, with my mom and surrounding yourself with other women and men that have gone through this, we've done multiple walks for breast cancer, and the walks, they're long, but they are a party. And
They're so much fun.
They're so much fun, you guys. Do a breast cancer walk with your female warriors. It is so much fun. And we did it once with my mom in the middle of all the treatment. So we didn't walk the whole way, but it was both of us just sobbing, just so uplifted with everything going on. And then we did a few when we could say she's in remission or very close to it. And you know, each walk went a little farther and a little happier.
Right.
And you make friends, you meet people, you learn stories. Like, we've gotten to share this today. I've known Kim for like 2 years now, and we're learning so much about each other today, which is so fun and special.
And thank you for asking me to do this, and thank you
Oh my gosh, it's
for
the
everything
best.
that you're doing to promote breast cancer, because women need to be aware of it, and so do men.
I agree. I think it's amazing, and I feel like I didn't know anything until my mom went through it, and I kind of wish I knew more prior.
Right.
You know, just a little bit of education on it can go a really long way. I don't know how you celebrated when you were officially done with all the treatments so far. I know you still have to get checks and everything. My mom does too.
Yeah.
But how did you celebrate?
So, well, the one thing is, like,
Tell me there was a cocktail.
there was a large cocktail. Yes, there was. Well, I had, you know, I mean, the thing is, I couldn't drink during cancer, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not an alcoholic, okay? I haven't. Just preface it with that.
No, she's a mom and she works in the wedding business.
Yeah.
We're allowed a large cocktail once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, like, the one thing is like the ringing of the bell is the, you know, is the big hurrah, you know, where everybody, you know, and it was during COVID. I still have a video that I can send you of like me ringing the bell. That was a big thing.
Oh my gosh, please do.
Which I didn't know that it was a big thing, because everybody says, wait till you ring the bell. And I'm like, what is ring the bell? What does it mean? They have a bell, and they basically, you go out and ring it. And it's like, you know, and the thing is like, when I went in, there were so many people that were, this one, you know, put it this way, I mean, I kept my hair, I didn't lose my hair. There were so many things that I'm so thankful for every day, and gratitude really is a big celebration.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm thankful every day for everything that I have, and for being healthy, and for being on this planet one more day, because the thing is, we're never promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's the way that you really should be looking at the way that you treat people and how you run things, and your mindset. You know, what if you're not here tomorrow? You know,
how did you leave? You know?
And the celebration, we went out to a huge dinner, and yes, I did have, I love red wine, and I love a good margarita, right? And so, I mean, not a good margarita, but a great margarita. And so, like, the whole thing is like, we celebrated, and I was there with my daughter Alexa, my husband Steve, and Marcos, and they are my family and friends, and you know, we're super close. We do everything together. We laugh hard, we cry hard, we play hard, we work hard. And you know, the whole thing is surrounding yourself with the people that, like, you know, and just that big to be able to exhale.
For sure. I mean, 5 years with my mom, a lot of the time it felt like, oh, I forgot to exhale. Like, it really does feel like you're holding your breath. And I have to say too, like, I was 22 when my mom got diagnosed. I wish, if there had to be cancer in my family, I wish I was a little older, just to kind of even be able to understand it or want to understand it. So if you are a little younger than me, I'm 29. If you are 22 or younger and you have someone going through this, I think just educating yourself and really approaching it positively, but grateful and all those things, I think would make such a huge difference. So that's a lesson I took from it as a daughter of somebody. And then, yeah, I mean, it's in my family history now. So you do talk about it a lot.
Well, and you know, the thing is like, history is behind you and your future is in front of you. So the whole thing is like being, you know, taking that step, you know, because people have told me for my entire life that I can't do this and you can't do that. You know, I was never supposed to have Alexa. What if I would have made that choice to abort her?
Yeah.
I was stronger than the people telling me that, and they were wrong.
And you were stronger than the medical things that were being thrown at you, which is crazy.
And so, like, the whole thing is like, whatever journey you're on, it may not be breast cancer, maybe it's mental health, maybe it's whatever you've got going. You know, the whole thing is like, surround yourself with the people that make you better.
Yeah.
That build you up, that love you, that support you. And look at, like, you know, like you were saying that your mom wanted to be there to walk you down, you know, to basically see you walk down the aisle.
Oh my gosh, that was my mom's goal, was get to her wedding. I wasn't engaged. I wasn't even dating my now husband, but she was like, no, I'm getting to your wedding. I don't know when it is, I don't know where it is, but we're getting there. Yeah.
I know, it's just
amazing.
Like, it's just, you know, looking in the future, what the future has, and, you know, and what the future holds, and all the opportunities that are out there. You know, it's just that positivity to take that next step and to know that there's something bigger than whatever you're dealing with right now.
I think it's so special. Are there any specific support groups, foundations, or resources that you found really helpful through the journey after everything.
So with me, I've been through the cancer journey multiple times, and the one thing for me, everybody's support group is a little bit different. So I found someone that had been diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, which is the holy grail. If you have it, you gotta love them where they're at, because they are going through so much more than you can ever imagine. Their breast cancer journey is very different than mine, okay?
Yeah.
And she was there, we didn't know each other, we met each other. She brought me over, different gifts and stuff just so we could meet and things. And having somebody there that, is this normal? Because at one point I had 13 different doctors. And it's easier to bounce something off of somebody that's been there, and that's why I wanted to be there for those 25 plus women within that year, because I know that feeling. You want to know that you're safe with your surgeon, with your radiology team, with your oncologist. Who did you use, and what does that look like, and how, like, okay, this is what I'm experiencing. I'm feeling this way today. Is that normal? And so just being able to communicate that. There are support groups that your team, your oncology team would be able to, to give you and offer you. And also I did PT, and PT, which is physical therapy, has been a huge change in my life, because lymphedema, I have huge scar tissue and everything, and everybody told me, oh, that's gonna be there the rest of your life. I had scarring from both of my incisions, and they're like, that's gonna be there the rest of your life. Well, from one PT section with the correct PT person that does breast cancer and specializes in that, I've had a huge difference. And that is 5 years after my diagnosis.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I would have had that, if I would have known going into surgery, because when it happens, everything happens fast.
Yes.
It's like, okay, now you got this, and now you gotta do this, and now you gotta do this, and then you gotta prep for the surgery, and you gotta do all that. So, the whole thing is like, be informed, ask questions, find your team, find your posse of people, find your tribe, and you do you.
100%. Yeah, and I think it's amazing. And like you said, find your tribe and find people who've gone through or are educated, can help you. It's just the best. So I've worked with you for about 2 years, right? And our owner Sydney loves you. All of our stylists love Kim. We love the wedding show. It's so much fun. And it's such a great place for brides and their partners. It's the best. So I know you're very proud of that professionally. What about personally are you most proud of since diagnosis to today?
So I would say, having put a daughter in the world that was not supposed to be here. Everybody told me no. And my husband and I made the decision. Well, I made the decision because I was driving. I had to make the decision then, and he was in France or Germany somewhere. I don't know. And and it was one of those things where, allowing another person to live the life and to do great things, and to see her blossom, see her grow, see her kindness, see her energy, see her positive, see her wins.
You make me cry.
and to be there, and it's amazing just to relive things through her eyes. It's amazing. So
yeah,
that's my biggest person.
Do you ever get to meet Alexa too? She really is awesome, Alexa.
She is.
That's her boyfriend's name?
Marcos.
Marcos, let's go. As you know, this month of October here at Legacy, we've been doing our breast cancer awareness sample sale, where a portion of all of our proceeds, whether you buy a sample dress off the rack or we order a sample of all of our proceeds, are going towards the Susan G. Komen Foundation. So I need to know, what's your favorite type of wedding dress? I've never asked in 2 years. I gotta know. So if you were to come today and your sale is going to a great foundation that's going to help look for cures, fight, provide some relief for survivors and their families, what dress are we picking out?
Well, for me, it was different. So I'm the type of person that when you touch me, my whole body goes red.
Okay.
So I got married in May, but I had to do high color, like this lace, you know. So then, like, when the photography, because it's all about the photography, when you touch me, I go red, right? That's just my body, okay? And so I did long sleeves, and it's May in Illinois. We got married in West Chicago, but I did long sleeves. They were like, like organza type of thing, lacy, like overlay and stuff. It was a very cool dress. Very poofy sleeves. I got married in the 90s, so poofy sleeves.
I love the poofy sleeves, by the way. Bring it back, honestly.
But everything is just like, everything is cyclical. So
Totally.
you know, it's like you see fashions over and over again. But the one thing that I would tell everybody is to check with your stylist as to what you would recommend, because
say it louder.
Check with your stylist, with the person that is a manager like you of Legacy Bridal, okay? Because the thing is, I always tell all of my clients that you have seen that body type a million times. You know what it looks like. You know what, you know, maybe they're petite, maybe they're tall, maybe they've got this. You know what their assets are, you know what their deficits are, you know how to hide this, you know how to accent this, their strengths. And so like the whole thing is check with your stylist, because I always call it, and yes, I love animals, but I always tell everybody, you know what, you may go on and you may have this whole inspiration board of all these dresses, and then you try it on and you're like, right? Yeah. Because it may be you, but there may be another gown that will fit your type.
It's true. Your
body type, your look, and everything. And so I always say, have whatever you think is a dog gown, try the dog gown.
Yes, okay. I always say, pick a ballpark dress, like something out there, something you did not think you would want. Yeah, it's so fun. And then also knowing where the wedding's taking place. Is it a church wedding? Is it outside? Is it share this info with us, guys?
Yeah. Because you know, the thing is like if you're doing something real flowy and it's outside, do you want, you know, the overlay to basically be whipping you in the face? Because it can happen. Right?
True.
You know?
It's true.
So I mean, you do you know what your assets are, and you know, maybe you don't want your arms shown, maybe you want your arms shown, maybe you've been working out and you've got this total, you know, six-pack, and you want that shown. You know, you want those assets to be shown, but how much do you want them shown, right? And then you want your deficits, which are not your strong qualities, you want to de-emphasize that. But you guys know this.
Yeah.
You've seen it time and time again, gown after gown, you know, bride after bride. It's
we know, guys. Just trust us.
Yes.
Okay, well, I just really want to thank you for coming. I had so much fun with you.
Thank you. As I did with you.
It was the best.
No, thank you.
Oh my gosh, it was the best. I love today already. This is one of my favorite days.
I learned so much about you today.
I learned so much about you.
Yes,
it was so fun. Yes. So guys, if you want to come and hang out with me and hang out with Kim at the Arizona Wedding Show, it's going to be January 10th and 11th. You can go to plug the website, plug the Instagram,
ArizonaWeddingShow.com, and make sure that you register early, because we have tons of information, tons of giveaways, and you know, I mean, the thing is, you can win so much. You can save thousands off of your wedding, and when you get your dress, say yes to your dress with Legacy Bridal.
Thanks, Kim.
You're welcome.
All right, and by the way, the fashion show at the wedding show.
These guys do the fashion show.
It's all our dresses.
Yes.
So come see if you like them.
11 a.m. and 1 p.m. high energy runway fashion show, and it's so much fun. It's not your typical fashion show. This is a true fashion show. We have the only fashion show that is a true fashion show for weddings in Arizona.
It's so fun. It's a bunch of energy. So we'll put all this information in the caption. But thank you again for coming, Kim.
Thank you.
You're the best.
No, you're the best.
Give all of our love to Steve and Alexa too.
Will do.
All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Kim's story is her own personal experience as a breast cancer survivor. This video is meant to raise awareness and offer inspiration, not medical guidance. If you have any questions about your own health, please reach out to a medical professional.